welcome to my channel. So today I'll be sharing with you my experience coming to Japan. Usually you hear stories of people going to the US, UK, Canada, and you don't find so much information about Japan. Yeah, so today I'll be sharing with you my experience. Yeah, so first of all, I had to pick my flight from Accra all the way to Amsterdam. Yeah, and that took me about 7 hours. My family had to see me off at the airport, and it was a very emotional time because I've not been away from home for over 6 months, and that was my first time going out of the country for so long a time, and it was very emotional. Yeah, so I left them with 2 other friends of mine who were also coming here, and yeah, we got to Amsterdam. And when we got to Amsterdam, it was cold. It was freezing cold, and we were trying to keep ourselves warm, so we were even dancing at the airport. Yeah, and because we didn't have a visa, we could not tour Amsterdam as we were waiting for our next flight. It's actually safer to just stay in the airport and make sure you don't miss your next flight. Yeah, so one more person and I continued all the way to Osaka. The other one picked a different flight, and yeah, it was sad. You've already parted with your family, now you're parting ways with another friend. Yeah, so we left Amsterdam for Osaka, and when we got to Osaka, everything was in Japanese except Osaka. At least that was in that was in English, so I knew we were at the right place. And yeah, it was difficult to move, so all we did was follow where everyone was going. We picked the hand luggages and we were just going with the flow. And I think that's one useful thing. As soon as you get out of the plane, just follow where everyone is going, because usually they are going to the checkout point. Yeah, so they did all the checks and we got our residence card, and now it was time to book tickets for the Shinkansen. And I mean, that was a very tough experience for us because we didn't know if we were doing the right thing. We couldn't understand Japanese fluently or speak Japanese fluently, so it was difficult. And yeah, somehow we found our way around. We made some mistakes, but we made sure that we booked the right ticket. And over there, I met 2 more people, one from Namibia and one from Gabon. Yeah, so I came with them instead of the other lady, as she was also going to a different place. Yeah, and another tough thing was to switch trains. So first of all, we booked our tickets, and now we have to get into the Shinkansen, and we get into one Shinkansen, and because we can't speak Japanese fluently, we asked, and they're like, oh yeah, it's going to Osaka. And I felt deep down that that was not it, so I asked the driver again, and he said, oh no, it's the other train. So we immediately had to switch trains, and if not, we would have ended up in Kobe. And yeah, one thing is the Japanese were very helpful because we had just a minute to switch, but they helped us with our luggage into the next train and all the way to Hiroshima. Yeah, and on the way we had to be switching trains. We had to make sure we were at the right stops, we were reading right. And there were times one person's like, oh, I think it's this way, I think it's that way, and we have just like 15 minutes to get to that place, and our luggages were so heavy. You know, traveling for the first time, we want to take everything. Our dishes, want to take some things that we know we'll only get in our countries. Yeah, and so we got to our final destination, and we had to pick a taxi. Okay, so now picking the taxi was not difficult because we had our address written for us already, so we just showed it to the taxi drivers. And I think that's one useful thing. If you don't know where you're going, at least have wherever you're going written down, even if it's in Japanese, because most Japanese read Japanese very well, and they can help you if at least they know where you're going. Yeah, and sometimes they might even offer to take you there. Yeah, so we got to our apartment, and I was so tired, but I mean, the joy of leaving Africa to another continent was more than all the exhaustion, and I just let it slide. Yeah, it was a beautiful time. Immediately I got here, I had to call home to tell them I'm home. Yeah, I didn't even want to tell any place because I was so tired. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching. That was my experience. Don't forget to leave your comments. Kindly like, subscribe, and share. Bye.